Jobs. For the majority of people in the world, a job is their main source of income. Jobs are a passport to a more promising future. They are key to moving people out of poverty in a sustainable way. Jobs provide money for food, housing, education. But they also provide much more than economic benefits. They give us meaning and purpose. They help us contribute to our families, our communities, and our nation. Creating jobs has been a priority in development for decades. Governments, civil society, and various institutions have made serious attempts to create good jobs. But each of their efforts alone has not been enough. Worldwide unemployment is at record levels, and many millions still toil in jobs that barely support them and have little or no opportunities for growth. We must try a new approach. What's needed? Partnership. A new platform where governments, workers, the private sector, civil society, universities and think tanks, and international institutions can come together, share and create knowledge, and act on it. What's needed is the Jobs Knowledge Platform. And right now, in the aftermath of the global economic crisis, with food and fuel prices skyrocketing, jobs are an even greater priority.
If jobs are missing, they're missing in most countries, don't call up simply the Minister of Labor and tell him you have to create the jobs. He cannot.
The government cannot just create jobs. It's the people themselves who have to do it. It's entrepreneurship.
It's also new innovation by factories and firms. Creating jobs in the developing world is challenging. There are no easy solutions. Worldwide, youth unemployment rates are 2 to 3 times higher than those for adults. Informal sector workers, those working in low productivity, self-employed, or low earnings enterprises, make up 60% of the worldwide workforce. Since most of the jobs in the world are created by new, usually small enterprises, how can countries create an environment that encourages entrepreneurship and innovation?
One way to do it is, as China did, to regard the rest of the world as an opportunity and to say if we can get the people in the rest of the world to want to buy our goods, that's a very good way of creating jobs.
But in the developing world, large numbers of people work in the informal sector. How do we improve their earning opportunities?
How can that be improved? In case of a woman that I lived with in India, to get her to stop hand-rolling cigarettes and to start being a seamstress and sewing tablecloths for market.
In Mexico, this entrepreneur needs more capital to expand her business.
I believe I will need more money and capital to add to the things I'm selling. I'm only selling things that are cheap.
Currently, in middle-income countries like Mexico, people receive an average of only 8 years of education.
I think the only way to move people out of poverty is creating jobs and invest in human capital. If you don't invest in human and physical capital, you don't grow. That's for sure.
I think that creating jobs that are lasting jobs, that are productive, in which people can advance, learn, and over time be able to invest in the education of their children and so on in the next generation is really the only sustainable way to guarantee development.
Education and skills training is the key to helping families like these.
The major challenges have to do with the fact that those entering the labor market really do not have the kind of skills the labor market is looking for.
I tried to look for an opportunity because I had a baby, but I didn't have the skills for any job I found.
Training is critical to address the skills mismatch in many parts of the world. One answer? Partnerships between employers and governments, like this program in Turkey.
In Turkey, we have very close cooperation with chambers of commerce and industry. The members of these chambers tell us about their needs, what kinds of vocations, and what kinds of skills they need in which sectors. So according to their needs, we provide training.
This is partnership in action. The government working with employers to train workers for a modern economy.
Tiene que estar pensando siempre.
A serious government must always be thinking of creating jobs, respectable jobs that come with benefits, social security, and training to increase productivity.
Having a job is not really enough. All workers need to be protected from abuse, discrimination, and other social risks that face them.
All of us working in development recognize the urgent need for jobs. By bringing together those with different knowledge, skills, and expertise, governments, workers, the private sector, civil society, universities and think tanks, and international institutions, we will find solutions. The Jobs Knowledge Platform will be a catalyst, a forum where people from different institutions will come together, share and create knowledge, and act on it. It can change the lives of millions.